Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Quezon to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Napa know-how.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how. I had a club for a couple of years.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos. He's Hoss Daddy, my good friend Jeffrey Bennett. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Mike.
You're the only fella I know that's got a wooden watch band.
That was a Christmas present. Yolanda bought me that.
Good. Our good friends, we got a problem. No, I'll get it fixed in a minute. But, of course, you have a good weekend?
I did. I was excited from what me and you had did Friday.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, it was we got our weekend started in a hurry on Montgomery Street. You got quite an operation there, man. I tell you.
Well, they got quite an operation there. I just help out.
Well, I was very impressed with those people there.
I was impressed with the turnout, and I just want to thank you for bringing your show up there, and we did it with them girls.
Yeah, it was really
I saw one of the coaches yesterday coach in church, and she was so excited about what we did, and we need to thank Kelly Sanders and Steven Sanders and Glow and all those people that helped put that together.
Oh yeah, no question about it. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, we were out at Jeffrey's car wash, and of course, man, you talking about a great car wash. My truck, I didn't even know how to get in there. It was so clean. My wife said that truck has never been that clean. But we appreciate that, and of course, you've got a car wash, and gosh, you can take it and make it look like new, can't you?
Yes, sir. Sort of like our wireless sandals truck. When you see one, you know it's clean.
Oh, no question about it. And I experienced some things, ladies and gentlemen, I've never experienced before. One thing is to get in a Wiley Sanders truck. And buddy, you got to be a man to get in that thing.
But once you get in there,
I tell you what, if you fall out of that truck, you can forget it.
But is it comfortable once you get in there?
Oh gosh, man, I tell you, it's clean and comfortable, and I believe I could probably drive it if I could get used to having a 18-wheel or a big
55-foot trailer, 53-foot trailer behind.
Yeah, if I could do that, if I could get it on the road, it would be no problem because of the automatic transmission. And if you're looking for a job out there, guys, or looking not only a job but a career, you need to call Hoss Daddy this morning. At what number?
1-800-633-1510, or you can call me personally at 334-372-5049.
Jeffrey Bennett and I had a distinct, what I call a wonderful experience Friday as we met and talked to the state championship Charles-Simpson High School girls basketball team, and Coach Denisha Jones, and boy, what a great team she's got, and those young ladies, you can tell why they're winners. They know how to carry themselves, don't they?
So manageable, wasn't they? I compliment them on that. They wasn't camera shy neither.
That's right. We took some footage, and we're going to show some footage in just a few minutes of what we did Friday at noon on Montgomery Street, and Coach Jones and her staff and her players were out there. I noticed since we've last seen her, Miss Davenport, Mario Davenport was named the #1 player in the state in Class 5A.
So they named her #1.
That's right, boy. What a great player she is, and of course we portrayed Friday as being Miss Denisha Jones' day, the head coach at Charles-Simpson High School, and we took a lot of things on our own. Earlier in the week, we had our good friend Joe at Bird's Drugstore, Joe Watson. We self-proclaimed last Tuesday as being his day.
I know Mr. Joe.
Isn't he a great guy?
He's a great guy. That's why I buy my medicine at.
And of course, great people and so forth. And but my good friend Jeffrey Bennett and I were out there on Friday, and not only did we see some outstanding young people, but we we talked to some very mature young ladies. You can understand why they're champions because of the chemistry on that team.
Yeah, and that's what the one girl told us. She said, we just got good chemistry.
And that, she was a senior.
Yeah.
Miss Thomas is a senior. Only one senior on that entire team, so most everybody else is coming back. And
we'll get to do it again next year.
Hey, let me tell you something. I like our chances. I like our chances.
And we got to thank Firehouse Subs too for bringing us those sandwiches.
Boy, they were delicious. And if you need to feed a bunch of folks and do it quickly and efficiently, Firehouse would be the place to go.
Yes, definitely. And I just got to thank him specially because I like when you come to people and they don't wish-wash.
Yeah, that's right.
I asked him, he said, sure, what you need.
Exactly, and of course, he wanted to if you're going to be a citizen in our community, you need to support our community programs, such as our athletic teams and our academic teams and our church groups. I know I used to say people in Troy get $100 to death. There's so many activities going on, but if it evolves around our youth, it's a great thing.
And we got to sell some T-shirts for those girls because they got to have their rings, and they're going to sell T-shirts to get their rings.
I threw in $100 on that from our show.
And I got Wiley Sanders is going to buy 10.
Wiley Sanders?
Yeah, Stephen Sanders.
You mean you're allowed to go see Wiley Sanders and appear before him?
I work for the man.
What do you call him?
Mr. Sanders.
I know, exactly.
He's going to buy 10. Stephen Sanders is going to buy 10. Yeah. Stephen Sanders' wife, Miss Kelly Sanders, she's going to buy 10.
Yeah.
And I know just the Colquitt and Bobby and all of them going to buy 10.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Mike, you have the distinction, of being on the same show with House Daddy Jeffrey Bennett.
I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of NCAA brackets in my life, and I've never had one busted.
Well, I thought you were doing pretty good, man. I was looking out at it early, and on the first round, you were looking darn good. Hello.
My second, top of the right.
Yeah. We'll get you back on smoothly in a minute. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, March Madness is everywhere. Did you fill out a bracket?
I didn't. I'm glad I didn't.
But now you look like you could still play, Jeffrey. You told me how old you was, and it was hard to believe, man. You're like a young man. I believe you could take it to the hoop right now.
You know what that's from, though, sir?
What, hard work?
Had a good job all my life while it's in the street.
Right.
I am dead serious. People don't realize it, but your work environment makes you.
Oh, yeah.
If you work in a happy, look at you. You work, you're happy, you enjoy what you do.
Well, yeah.
I enjoy getting drivers because I know they're going to make money. Yeah. I know they're going to be able to take care of their family.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just enjoy it. I just enjoy what I do.
Let's just say this. Back to Sanders and the Sanders Company. I am so proud of Wiley Sanders. And everybody said, golly, you're wild. This guy's almost a billionaire. No telling how wealthy this man is and how successful. But you know what? It wasn't easy. No. He came up through the ranks. He had a great mom and daddy, very educated mom and daddy, and he lived on Orion Street. I remember growing up as a kid. Said, "Whose truck is that parked in the middle of the road?"
Look, he had 750 ladies.
Exactly, and of course, I was proud of him because he's from Troy. He had ups and downs in business early. I mean, he'll be the first to admit it. But you know what? It's like this show I was watching last night, Mike, on Jimmy V. Hey, you got to believe, man. You got to believe, and you got to never quit. And that's exactly. I believe if you asked Wiley Sanders today how he did it, was support a family but not quitting.
Yes.
And he knew how to operate. He knew what he wanted to do, and. Mr. Coward guided him, I'm sure, in so many ways. And good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews.
Will Matthews calling in from Ozark this morning. And, Will, before we get started, Ozark lost, in my opinion, a great guy, Jeff Coat.
Jack Jeffcoat
Jack
died? I did not
Jeffcoat.
know that.
Jack Jeffcoat died and was buried yesterday, I believe. And of course, I knew Jack Jeffcoat when I was a little boy growing up playing little league baseball, and I hated to bat against him because he's a big old guy and he threw hard.
He was also one of the longest hitters I've ever seen of a golf ball.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Was he a pretty good golfer?
Not really, but he.
What is this? Look at that. No, only you could have got that, Hoss Daddy. Okay, go ahead, Will.
But anyway, he won a national long drive contest years ago. I mean, like 40 years ago. He went down to Florida somewhere and won a big drive. And
well, I don't know what happened to him what happened to him after he left Troy. He grew up in Troy. You know, his family was in the laundry business. Did you know that?
Yeah, he had a laundry business in Ozark.
Yeah, and of course they had the laundry business, Troy Laundry, and I was younger. Jack Jeffcoat and Ronnie Jones played on the Cardinals, and they were really good. And they played, both of them played on the tournament team. Jack, when he left Troy, moved to Ozark. Then, you know, he was a big old guy. He probably weighed 250 or 260 when he was in high school, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a big guy all through his life, but he also sold insurance too.
Oh yeah, the Jeffcoat Insurance Agency. You're exactly right.
He owned a dry cleaning too.
Yeah. Exactly right. And of course, he did. I got message through a friend that he passed away this weekend, and our thoughts and our prayers go out to the Jeffcoat family. And let me tell you, he was Jack was a big old guy, and he pitched, and Ronnie Jones was the big old guy. And hey, if you couldn't get them out, boy, they'd beat you.
Yeah.
But, of course, Will Matthews calling in from Ozark. And Will, on our show today is Jeffrey Bennett, of course, every Monday on our show. And he represents the Sanders Company. You're on the outside looking in from Ozark. What is your opinion of a Sanders truck on the road today?
I just won $1,000. I want to go up there and drive for about 2 days.
That's right. But I tell you what, I sat in the cab of one of those trailers trucking cab, one of those Wiley Sanders. What do you call them? The whole unit.
Yeah, the conventional.
Yeah, and we sat down there, and it's automatic transmission. It looked like almost a queen size bed in the back. It had a television, had a refrigerator. I mean, it was just like a house riding down the road.
Double bunk.
Yeah, double bunk. But you've noticed, you being from Ozark, I'm sure you've seen a lot of Wiley Sanders trucks on the road. The first thing you noticed about them was they were clean and sharp.
Oh yeah.
Of course, Jeffrey Bennett's on our show today, and we're talking about driving for Wiley Sanders. And right now, if you passed driver's school and have a certificate, you could go to work today with Wiley Sanders.
Yeah, and if you went to that school and you didn't get no assistance, and if you paid for it out your pocket, then we'll pay you out of our pocket.
For going to pay for the schooling.
To pay for the schooling. And I tell people, Mike, and I want to stress this to the young guys, and not picking nobody, but I'm just saying, if you're young and you finish school, everybody wasn't made to be a teacher, everybody wasn't made to be a doctor.
That's right.
But if you have no job and you're doing nothing and you're looking for a career, you ought to check out that truck.
Well, there are a lot of drivers that are making six-figure incomes driving for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Of course, the great thing about Wiley Sanders is that you drive across the country with a big load, and you're driving back with a big load.
And if you don't have a load, you're still getting paid. If the wheels roll, you get paid.
All right, Will, you being a judge, one thing that Jeffrey is very conscious of, and the Sanders Truck Lines is very conscious of, is going over that speed limit. Hey, no way in the world should you go over 15 miles over the speed limit. What do you think?
Well, most police will give you 10.
Yeah, and hey, Wiley Sanders says, hey, don't go over. I mean, we want you to make sure you don't even go that far over, And of course,
ask you, don't these trucks have governors on them or something to keep them from going over a certain mile?
Yeah, ours are governed back. I think it's 71, 72. I don't want to quote that. But what Mike was talking about was with a CDL driving license, a 15-mile-an-hour over ticket, 15 miles over the speed limit, is just a severe ticket. That's just like a crime. I mean, the insurance won't cover you. You just you can't opt. If you get 2 of them, you can come sit at home with us. They
That's
come
right.
sit
Yeah,
with
that's
us.
right. You don't need them, do you?
Yeah.
They got to go that fast that you don't need them, do you?
Well, it's dangerous, and that's what the law and the DOT is looking at. If you got 45,000 pounds and speed limit is 70, you got to be running 86 to be over 15. That's pretty fast.
You sure do, no question about it. And I tell you what, Will, Sanders companies, and of course, all got started here. I don't know exactly what year, but it had to be in the late 60s, maybe early 70s when they got started. Is that right?
I don't want to quote that date, but I did a commercial and we got that date in it. Maybe Steve is listening to us and he'll pull that up. But I do know the date, but I can't remember it, and I don't want to say it if I don't say it right.
And of course, Will being from Ozark, the Sanders
58.
The Sanders companies are well known in your part of the country, aren't they, Will?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Not only do they are they in the trucking business, but they're in the plastics business. They're in the they have a paint can division. They have lead division, trucking division, and one of the things about y'all haul a lot of your own freight. Is that right?
We do, and you was talking about the paint buckets. If you go out to Lowe's,
yeah, that's right,
and you pick up a gallon of paint, if you look up under it, I had to be told
that's
this.
Nationwide.
And it'll say manufactured in Troy, Alabama. That makes me feel good to be from Troy,
Alabama. Will, let me tell you a little, and I laugh about this because and I think the Sanders people will laugh about it when I say it. They had this problem. They bought batteries. They buy batteries. To get the lead out of the batteries, and then every battery comes with a plastic casing.
Yeah.
That they put the battery in, and of course they started having those pile up on them because they were buying so many batteries. And somebody said, you got to do something with all those batteries, guys. We don't need all those batteries laying around here. And some little guy in the back says, let's recycle them. And they became the largest recycler of plastics in the world. How about that?
Well, hey, let me tell you why I'm calling you, because I got to run.
Okay.
Isn't it great that Don Maestri has got a chance to go to the Final Four?
I know it. He was on my show last week. I'm going to try to get him on one day this week, and you're exactly right. Texas A&M's playing well. They just clobbered North Carolina.
Really unexpected, and one of their best players got suspended for a DUI or something.
Oh, gosh. You mean before the game?
Yes.
Man, I didn't know about that.
One of their best players.
Well, I tell you what, it was a big win for Texas A&M, and everybody's excited around here for Don Maestri. Of course, Don Maestri comes to Troy.
Good week, and if you get him back on, let me know when he's
All right, do, and you call back, and we appreciate you very much, Em.
All right, see you.
Of course, that's Will Matthews with the Matthews Law Firm here in Ozark, Alabama, and of course, we appreciate him very much. I'm with House Daddy, and let me just say this name House Daddy. I asked you the other day. I said, should I call you House Daddy or should I call you Jeffrey Bennett? Will, I don't think it really matters for you because you've been called House Daddy all your life, haven't you?
All my life. I
mean, wasn't a name that just fell off the truck, was it?
Do you the other day when we was out there and we was talking to them girls, I just want to tell you that I commended you on how you organized everything, but the most important thing was we had the preacher to come out.
That's right.
And I said it, I'm going to say it on air. I said, well, we'll just start after he prays. You said, no, let's let him just pray before we get started.
That's
Put it right on the show.
Classy guy.
I thank you, Mike. He called me, and he was so excited that we gave him that opportunity.
I'll tell you what, you're talking about a sharp guy.
Yes.
Named Henderson.
Yeah, Reverend
Is he your preacher?
No, my pastor's Pastor Sankey. But that
Charlie
was
Sankey?
Charlie Sankey.
Are you serious?
We'll
He's
see.
also your banker, isn't he?
No, that's his son.
Wait a minute, you sure?
I got the daddy. The son is the banker.
And of course, the great people. And I've known Charlie Sankey all my life, and know his son. And of course, First Citizens Bank's one of our sponsors.
Okay.
You know, and of course, you know a lot of those guys.
A lot of them. You know, he Sankey. It was my pastor's anniversary yesterday, and we had plenty of food and stuff.
Oh,
and
boy.
I want to thank our chef, Russell Thomas. That's what I like about this.
Oh, he's a great guy.
We had like 65 plates left.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with them. And I said, you know what, we ought to come.
Barbecue, is that what
well, we had
cook?
chicken and
Yeah.
stuff. And I said, why don't we just come to the jail? And they said, well, they won't let us come down there. And the pastor called Russell Thomas, and he said, yeah, I'll set it up. So,
Yeah, they loved it, yeah.
and they loved it. And I just commend a little small town like this that you can do stuff like that. Like the cooking we had the other day. You know, I'm not trying to put them on no pedestal, but it costs a lot of money for that truck to sit out there all day.
Sure it did. and for me to crawl up in it, and I tell you, you know, it's made for a young man, you know, but older men get in there because you got handles and all that. And I was able to get in there and surprised you when you opened that door, and there was Mike Amos.
Mike Amos on the
Mike Amos. I want to see if all these things you've been saying about these trucks is true.
And you saw the
automatic
automatic
true that they have automatic transmission that my little girl, my daughter, could drive? Is it true that they have a full bed in the cab? Is it true that they have automatic transmission and
what about the satellite
and power steering? You know, that's another thing. You know, hey, power steering means a lot too, doesn't it?
A lot.
and then of course it has a button you can mash, and a map comes out, and it tells you exactly where you are, who to call if you need this, and this. It's like a computer in your truck, isn't it?
Really. Actually, you could leave on that truck today and not come back till Friday and never talk to no one.
Would it pay your rent and your groceries?
It'll send it to your satellite. It'll send it right to your bank.
And your check would be sent to
right to you. Or you know how to be sent to your bank. It could be sent to that, and you could carry it into a truck stop, what they call a com check and cash.
Right, yeah.
Send it to you.
Let me say something about Wiley Sanders. If you're not, if you're sloppy, I don't know if they want you. I mean, you might be a great driver, but they're just not sloppy people.
They're just not.
You ride into that truck line, or you ride into that any of the Sanders companies, and buddy, it looks like it's clean and ready to go to work.
Yes, sir.
And the same way about their trucks, they're clean and ready to go to work. And ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying is, you look sharp. We compliment people all the time. Rodeo people.
Yes.
You ever notice a rodeo guy? Hey, he's got his shirt tucked in. He's got his shirt heavily starched. He's got his pants like yours, heavily starched. He has to force his way into his pants. They're so starched. And he sort of squeaks when he walks, and got a hat on, and he's neat and ready. That is really almost the epitome of what a Sanders driver looks like, because he's gonna step into a brand new type, as good as new type vehicle, and it's gonna do the driving.
Well, you know, you're not just a driver. You drive the freight from one destination to the other one.
Yeah.
But once you get to that destination, then you turn into an agent, because you got to walk in there and say, I'm with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and I have a load of batteries for you, or I have a load of seeds for you. You know, and you got to give them your paperwork.
Sure.
And if you just got to work, you don't want no guy coming in and you having to lean back and say, okay, park on the back. Okay, you know, we try to stay out of that. We practice hygiene. We got a lady, her only job is to take care of that driver's lounge. Make sure they got towels, make sure it's clean in there, make sure the washing machine is working. They got bunk beds.
A lot of them, it's their first shower in a week, isn't it?
No, they shower every day, Mike. Come on.
No, but y'all have showers, y'all have places to shave.
TV. And you hear me say it all the time. We got a screen, a monitor, and if you're sitting in the driver's lounge and say you drove truck 7725, And you say, well, I wonder where my truck is at. And you look up there on the screen and it says 7725 wash rack or 7725 shop.
And that's 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
They know where that truck is and where that driver is, don't they?
Yeah. And the driver can keep up with his truck when he comes to the yard.
And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the drivers one of the things, you can have the best company in the world, the finest equipment money can buy. You can have the finest drivers and the whole total program. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines or in the other bulk divisions of those truck lines. You can have all of that, but a driver wants to be able to know that when he gets in a Wiley Sanders trucks and goes to work for Wiley Sanders, he's going to have some amenities such as insurance.
Right.
He's going to have 401k, retirement.
4% match.
Where you're going to actually match it. And then it just goes on and on. You got your health insurance, your dental insurance, and your life insurance if you want it. Is that right?
And the biggest thing with that is we live in a society where, things are going to happen. But if you got a good job and you get ready to go finance a house or something, what's the first thing they ask you? What do you work at?
Wiley
You're going to get a car. What do you work at?
Yeah,
that people want to know that. Do you have a retirement? You fill out application. They want to know, do you have a
especially that banker.
That banker, Mr. Cobbage. You know him? You know Bo Cobbage?
Exactly right. I know him well. Yeah, exactly right. And of course, this is a great community that we live in, the Troy area, whether you live in Brantley, whether you live in Montgomery or Dothan or Enterprise or Ozark or Andalusia or Opp. Most every one of those, I would say every one of those towns has a Sanders driver.
And I'll say this before I go because I got to go today, but if you live anywhere you live, because we got people live out of the state, but if you live in the state of Alabama, if you figure it up, pencil to it, dollar per dollar, because we're one of the highest paid trucking, among the highest paid trucking companies. So if you figure it up dollar for dollar, and then you add all the benefits up, and you living in Alabama, you need to be driving bus. You can call me and we can talk about it and we can compare. Yeah. When you add up the benefits you just called out, okay, we got a disability benefit, we got a health plan, we got 401k, where would you match up to 4%? We got that.
Yes, sir.
We got good equipment, new equipment. We get equipment all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
The best.
The best. And satellite communication. And the biggest thing I want to say, and I think everybody agree with me here, the check cashes. The check is good.
Oh, no question about it.
The check is, and you're going to get paid every Friday. No question.
Exactly.
Your check is going.
And of course, there's several. We talk about Sanders Truck Lines. We say we talk about all the other Sanders companies. All of them are first-class operations. And so when you go to work with Sanders Trucking, you're actually a member of the Sanders team. Is that right?
Sanders team, and we got how many companies that you can say that Mr. Campbell, Justal Cochran, Bobby Brown, if them guys see you in a restaurant or something, I told you the other day, I've seen them driver be walking up to the store and they'll pick him up. Because they know this is 1 hour drive. They give him a ride up there. We actually have a band that can transport them back and forth, but you know how some guys get impatient and they just walk.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about you, and where you go by the name Jeffrey Bennett or Hoss Daddy. Let me just say this. You carry yourself with class and with dignity. And
well, thank you,
and of course, when we were out there Friday, ladies and gentlemen, you would have thought he was Joe Namath. I mean, what I'm saying, it was almost like you were a celebrity.
No.
I mean, what I'm saying, you're that well known in this community, and I could tell that the guys that work for you love you. They want to please you with the man. Let me tell you, my trucks never look the same. That business that you run is run about as efficiently as any I've ever seen.
Well, and I want to say this, I got to thank those guys. They washed, all the girls that drove a car there, they washed their car, they washed the coach car, and they washed their car. And my guys actually, your Yolanda guys, they actually get paid commission. None of them put that on their book.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. None of them put that on their book. I had told them, I said, we're going to do this for these girls. This don't happen much, but these are our girls.
Oh, I heard one of those girls said, they washed my car.
Yeah, it wasn't a girl.
Nobody said they pulled my hair, but they washed my car.
That's right, that's right, that's right. And Mike, it was just, you surprised me. You said, well, we're going to do the show, and you jumped on it and went right into it.
Today in L.A.
And we just set it up, and it worked out.
In fact, Steve, are we ready? We're not ready yet, but we're gonna put it on the air before we go off today. Now tell me what your Monday's going to look like. What does your Monday look like?
Well, I got to go to Birmingham today. Got to go out there. I got some drivers that call Friday. I hope I get them in orientation today, and I hope that be you.
All right, right now, how many drivers work for you?
We got about 500.
500
We got
drivers.
750 trucks. We probably could hire. I don't know. I don't want to say, but we could hire you.
Yeah.
We could hire you. We got a lot of trucks. We got a lot of, biggest thing, we got freight. We got freight.
Yeah.
And next Monday, when I come here, I'm always saying it, and I never bring the numbers, but next Monday, when I come, I'm going to bring you the number. I got a guy, one of the dispatchers, Kelvin Baker. He's going to get up. He's going to get up, and he's going to go out there, and he's going to put in the computer, and I'm going to show you how many our trucks bumped the dock that Monday.
Isn't that amazing?
And how many states.
Yeah.
I just want to see myself. That's, that's a great answer. I just want to see myself.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, and over the years, I've had people said, well, I see Sanders trucks out here all the time talking about being out west and so forth. Let me ask you something about you. You look like an All-American. Not only for Sanders Company, but you still work out. You're in your 50s, aren't you?
I'm 57, Mike.
But you still work out. I mean, hey, look here.
I take care of myself, you know, and I can't come up to you and
you look like a young Bud Casey.
I can't come up to you all broke down and come drive for me.
That's
I got to
right,
be come drive for Wiley Sanders. We make money.
Right.
We got new trucks. I got to be excited about it. I got to look good and feel good.
You're exactly right. And you know, and I know it makes Wiley and the whole staff out there proud to know they've got an employee like you.
Well, we got a lot of employees.
A guy that represents their company very well.
You know, I told you the other day, in every department we got, that's every department, drivers, dispatch, mechanic, every department we got people that's been there over 25 years. And a lot of companies can say that.
I heard somebody say the other day, to work for Sanders is the thing they want you to do is do things the right way.
And do it the right way.
And treat people the right way.
That's all they
want. You know, that was something that somebody said to me the other day, and I said, man, that's a good motto to go by. Do things the right way.
We had one of the football players come out there one time, and he was needing a job, and this guy wanted to work. He was ready to work. He was from Iowa or somewhere, and we just did him like family's supposed to do. We brought him in, we gave him a job, took him to lunch and bought him lunch, and he actually wrote home and told his mama, I may never come back. Mike, I've got to go.
Thank you so much. They call him Hoss Daddy, but his name is Jeffrey Bennett, ladies and gentlemen. And if it don't say Sanders on that label right there, believe you don't want it, especially when it comes to driving trucks. Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Back to our show, and ladies and gentlemen, if it don't say Hoss Daddy, and if it don't say Jeffrey Bennett, and if it don't say Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, believe you me, you don't want it. Is that guy not a class act? I don't know. I've been around a lot of people in my day, and I tell you, I'll put our good friend Jeffrey Bennett up against anybody when he's promoting my product. Of course, he's been with Sanders companies over 35 years, and I'm sure they're proud of what he does for their company as he sells Sanders Truck Lines everywhere he goes. Of course, the NCAA brackets have been busted. If you're still ahead in your bracket, I'd love to hear from you. I don't know if that is the case anywhere, but because there were several upsets, especially the huge upset when the little school from Maryland upset Virginia. Virginia, the number 1 seed was one of the 4 top seeds in the tournament. They were defeated by a small school from Maryland, and people are still talking about it. We'll be talking also about the Rory McIlroy winning at Bay Hill yesterday. Boy, there's so many good golfers out there, and we'll be talking about that. Alabama, of course, went down yesterday, on Saturday, and Auburn went down to Clemson, lost by 30 to Clemson. I don't know what happened to Auburn yesterday, but Clemson was not supposed to beat them by 30 points, but they did. Troy baseball was beaten in the first conference series of the year against Little Rock. Little Rock came in with a record of 11. The record now is 11-9, and they are now 2-1 in the conference. Troy beat them on Saturday, but lost to them on Friday and Sunday. So Troy off to a 1-2 conference record. A walk-off home run, well, actually a grand slam home run this weekend by a Troy native. And we'll be talking about that some in just a few moments. Alabama had a walk-off home. Auburn had a walk-off homer yesterday, and they, gosh, you talking about red hot. Casey McCracken's 2-out walk-off RBI single helped number 14 ranked Auburn rally over number 12 ranked Alabama 2-1. And they won the 3 out of the best 2 out of 3 in the series this weekend. The Tigers, oh gosh, and this happens all the time. This was girls basketball. I knew something had to be wrong because I knew they weren't playing this weekend. But Auburn's girls softball team now 27-6. And they defeated Alabama, who was 19-7. Also in college baseball, Stephen Williams sent a ball over the wall in right center for the second straight day. But number 13, Auburn, fell to number 6, Texas A&M yesterday. It was only the second loss of the year for Auburn. They're now 19-2, and their record in conference now is 2-1. But a big win for there. Chandler Avant on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, hit a grand slam home run, but it wasn't enough as Auburn lost to Georgia 6-5. But I did want to let you know that's the young man that played his high school ball at Pike Liberal Arts School, hit a grand slam home run. He has had a great career. He's a senior now at Alabama, and has really been the pride and joy of Pike Liberal Arts School. Little Rock beat Troy yesterday 3-1. Little Rock scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Like Coach Mark Smart said, hey, we pitched good in every inning but one, and that was enough to lose. They gave up three runs in the top of the 5th to beat Troy 3-1. Troy won their game on Saturday. They won that game 2-0, and then they lost the first game of the series on Friday night 2-1 against Little Rock. So both of them were very good games. Troy now 13-7 and 1-2 in conference play. Brandon Lockridge, Drew Frederick, and Manning Early combined for 7 of the Trojans' 8 hits, including a long score by Lockridge. I tell you, it's worth going out to see him, to see Lockridge play. He is quite a player for Troy, and he can fly. He is, when he gets on base, he reminds me of the young man that played here a couple of years ago that married the Chancellor's daughter, and I'm trying to remember his name, but he stole over 100, or let's just say he stole 88 bases in a season. Lockridge has that kind of speed, and is that fun to watch. Of course, right now it's good to have Chase Smart back in the lineup at the catcher's position, and then of course Troy's own of course, you know, Troy actually has 3 people playing very good baseball right now, and we're proud of them, and we'll talk more about them. Of course, Troy hosts Sanford on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, so come on out early, and they've got some giveaways too for that game on Tuesday night, so it should be a pretty good game. Troy and Sanford on Tuesday night. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Hello?
Bad Drive Show. Kay, is Terry in?
Well, did you say it's Kay? Is Terry in?
Terry, yeah, is he in?
Well, I've just got back from walking, and he was walking a different way. Let me
ask him, is he at home or do you know?
Well, he's not home yet. I'm still here at home. I mean, I just got back.
All right, I'm calling from a show, and I'd love to talk to him this morning. Something real special happened to one of his grandkids.
Oh, this is Mike.
Yeah, Mike Amos.
Well, hold on, he's right here in the...
Okay, good.
Amos wants to speak
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a call in to Terry Jenright, and Terry, of course, Terry, long-time official and umpire of many baseball games. Terry, good morning. It's Mike Amos. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
And of course, Terry, you've been around athletics all your life. You were an outstanding player at football, baseball. You grew up officiating baseball and basketball and football. But everybody don't get to say that his grandson pitched a perfect game. Terry, how hard is it to pitch a perfect game?
Well, it's almost impossible, but actually he hit 2 batters. He had a no-hitter.
Oh, wait a minute now. So he did allow 2 base runners then.
Yeah, there was 2 base runners, but it was a no-hitter.
Yeah. Well, Wood Jenright, they call it a perfect game, which I call it a perfect game too. Bounced back from a loss to Macon East Academy to beat Macon East in a very big game. Wood Jenright's perfect game, 12-0 win over a very good team. Jenright struck out 9 of 15 batters. Now, the thing what I want to ask you this: Reed, your twin, their twin brothers, Reed and Wood. Reed is supposed to be the guy that's a great pitcher, but gosh, Russ has been outstanding this year.
Well, Wood's been really good. He's had an opportunity to pitch more this year. Reed broke a bone in his hand.
I knew he did.
And, he's been on the shelf. He just got it off. Well, this coming Wednesday will be 3 weeks he's been out of his cast. So he's got to get back in baseball shape. He's coming around, though.
But I tell you what, as good as Pike Liberal Arts has been playing, ladies and gentlemen, of course, they came back and ended up winning that tournament with that big win over Macon East. It was actually Macon East's tournament, wasn't it?
It was in Macon East.
So these were Macon East umpires, too, and he pitched a perfect game.
Well, it just so happened that the guy was calling behind the plate. I knew him.
Yeah, exactly.
I walked up to him, and he called the game before. Actually, it was 2 games before, and I walked up to him and introduced myself, and he said, "Well, I know you, Terry Jenright."
Well, everybody does that's been around ball much in this part of the country. And of course, we're talking to Terry Jenright, a proud grandfather, and of course, your Wood and Reed are your grand boys. They're twins, and they're playing their last season at Pike Liberal Arts School. But again, everybody talks about Reed this, Reed that, and of course, Wood's a good athlete, a good football player, and with a good basketball player. And it's amazing. How did these guys become such good athletes? It must have been on the Cox side of the family. Is that right?
Well, I don't know. I think their grandmother KK had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, no question about it. I know this, that on both sides of the family, you're awfully proud of these young men. And, of course, it's sad to say that they're playing their senior year. It's amazing. It just seems like yesterday I saw these 2 little boys playing Dixie youth baseball.
Yeah, it goes by in a hurry. So, we're going to have to find somewhere else to go and watch baseball. I may get back into umpiring a little more. I haven't umpired very much since they've been up in the senior high. I quit calling football 3 years ago so I could see all the games, and I call very few baseball games now. Matter of fact, I'm going to Ayrton this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I know this, Terry. You told me at one time you knew how many baseball games you had umpired. Can you remember now?
No, I don't remember now, but it's been a while.
But you got a record. You have kept a record of every game you've ever worked. And, of course, it's been thousands and thousands of games. And now for the first time in the last few years is that you've been able to watch your grandchildren play.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a pleasure.
But, of course, tell me a little bit about Wood. Of course, Reed, the outstanding left-handed pitcher, played quarterback on the football team, a great athlete. And, of course, Wood's always been there and been very good, too. Don't get me wrong. It's not that he hasn't been very good, but here he is this year along with Nathan Renfro, and he's been a good addition to the
yes, he's a real good athlete, real good player. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Got good parents, good
That's right.
But Wood has always been a steady ball player. He's one that is kind of below the radar. You don't ever know he's there until he does something great, and then you say, well, that's old Wood doing that.
That's right. Well, and don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, both of these kids are very good athletes, and of course their dad, Ross Jenright, was an outstanding athlete, played baseball for Troy University under Chase Riddle for 4 years, hit the Grand Slam home run heard around the world. Everybody thinks there was, but it was a Grand Slam home run to beat AUM one night.
It was. It was.
That was very famous because the renowned head baseball coach at AUM looked like he had Chase Riddle beat for the first time ever. We're talking, what was his name? QV Lowe. And he thought for sure, it was in the last inning, they thought for sure, I was at the ball game, and they thought for sure QV Lowe had finally beat Chase Riddle until Ross Jenright stepped up to the plate and a line went over the scoreboard in right center. A Grand Slam home run.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Boy, you've had a lot of fun watching your grandchildren play, haven't you?
I have. This has been enjoyment.
But now it's
all good to do, so I have a pair of twins.
I know
are pretty good athletes and good boys.
But the thing about it, of course, you and your brother Jerry, Terry and Jerry, of course, Terry known as a very well known in the sporting world as a umpire and a referee and all that over the years, and was a very good athlete. But your brother Jerry wasn't a bad athlete, but you sort of a little bit overshadowed him, because you might. But y'all were identical twins, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's I can go ahead and say that's a little brother.
Yeah, and Terry, something I can do, and of course I tell Ross when that I'll always have that story to tell, and when I die, everybody might forget it if you don't watch it, but. I can remember those Jenright twins playing for the Red Sox in Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
Now, why should I know what team you played on?
Those always beat you. You played on the Yankees.
No, I played on the Indians, man. I played on the Indians. Hey, I played with Rip Toppin and Jimmy Norman. No, I remember those great teams. Harry and Larry Ray was another twin. They played for the Red Sox, too.
They did.
Now, who would remember that? Who would remember Wade McClendon and then his daddy walking to the mound?
Yeah, Z.B. McClendon.
Z.B. McClendon, and every time he walked to the mound, whether it was a state tournament or it was an all-star game, he had his overalls on, didn't he?
He did.
He probably had his but I've known the Jenright family all my life, and of course a lot of people don't realize this, what a great baseball man your daddy was. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. J.B. Jenright started American Legion Baseball. What? WB, my bad. WB started American Legion Baseball in Troy and helped keep it going for a long time. No telling how much money out of his pocket, Terry, he gave the American Legion program.
Well, back in those days, you had to have somebody to help you to haul you around and buy you bats and balls. It's not like it is today, But we had some good teams and good memories.
Oh yeah,
too.
Well, and of course, I can remember y'all going to Rickwood Field and playing those great teams out of Birmingham in the state American Legion Baseball Championship. Throw out these names: the Jenrights, the Woolafords, the Jimmy Normans of this world, the Wilkes boys. Who?
Ronnie Lindsay.
Yeah, the Wilkes boys, Ronnie Lindsay, Jim. Who?
Jerry Wilkes.
Yeah, the Wilkes boys. I just named them. And of course, the great one from who's still playing softball. Of course, Herbie Hunter played on some of those teams.
Yeah, Herbie did. He was there too.
And then Johnny Dunn was on some of those teams.
Well, Johnny, he never did play with us. He played with us.
Yeah, but he played with Brundage though.
Brundage won.
Yeah, and Frank Fryer. You remember what a good team they had? With Frank Fryer, Red. What was his name? Pitch with the pitcher. Red.
Red Berry.
No, not Red Berry. He and Ronnie Lindsay used to have those big showdowns.
Yeah, left-handers.
Red, oh gosh, we know him very well.
I don't think of his name either.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying, you could go on and on. Bobby, pitcher, Bobby from Brundage.
Bobby Joe Ellsworth.
Yeah, Bobby Joe Ellsworth. I wasn't trying to remember him. I was thinking about Bobby, little left-hander.
I can't remember.
But
Bobby Joe Ellsworth he was a good, very good pitcher.
Oh yeah, no question about it. And I can't believe I can't remember. Bobby Joe Ellsworth actually played in the pros, and
he did.
Of course, Jimmy Norman played in the pros. But back to this story about Wood, and I just want to show you how the background goes. All of those Genrites were good baseball players growing up. And of course, when they got to high school, all three of these guys. Now, Reed was hurt. He didn't get to play basketball this year, did he?
He started out playing basketball. He hurt his hand the last game when we went to Tuscaloosa and played in the playoffs. He hurt it then, and
that was in football.
It
Yeah.
wasn't really bad, but as the season went on, he got to bothering him, so he had to do something about it. But he played about half the season in basketball before he ever went and had to have surgery.
So both of the boys were very good basketball players. They were good baseball players and were good football players. Of course, Wood was Reed's favorite target at wide receiver, wasn't he?
Yeah, Reed could catch it.
And of course, Reed.
Wood could catch it, right?
Excuse me, Wood. See, you even get them mixed up.
I call them Ross and Russ sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to bring that up in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I reckon that we can proclaim this Terry Genrite Day today, Terry, but I know you're proud of these young men. But Wood is also the tough one. I mean, hard-nosed, played with a chip on his shoulder. Isn't that right?
Well, he hates to lose. Both of them hate to lose. They know what the sport's all about and all about winning and losing. But like Coach Riddle said one time, he said, "Boys, I hate to lose. If I'm playing checkers, I don't want to lose."
That's right. That's right.
Our
twiddly
mentality.
Our twiddly sticks.
Yeah.
And of course, something else about these kids. Of course, they're playing their senior year, and of course, we're talking about Wood Genrite's near perfect game. As Pike Liberal Arts wins the big tournament at Macon East Montgomery. I don't know what the problem is, but boy, Macon East and Pike, they don't like each other, do they?
No, they won't play us. They won't come down to Troy and play us.
Of course, Reed.
They won't play us in baseball. But now the girls, they have a really, really, really good girls softball program.
Yeah, they do.
Now they'll come down there and play us in softball.
Yeah, but they won't come and play you in baseball.
No.
Well, of course, to tell you the rest of the story, Reed Genrite had a single and 2 RBIs to help lead Pike in this ball game. So is one of them picking up the other one? Is that right? Here it is, Woods on the mound, throws a no-hitter, a perfect game. And then Reed knocks in 2 RBIs. Nathan Renfro, Jade Sykes, and Max Copeland had a hit and an RBI. Renfro's hit a double. And Reed Genrite also had a double in the game.
Yeah.
Wood Genrite had a double in the game.
Yeah, Reed, he's getting back in the swing of things. He's hitting it hard. He always hit it hard.
Yeah.
Wood's getting his stroke back. They both doing, all of them are doing good.
Yeah. Now, right now, what's their record? 19-2. What is that? 19-3. And of course, they're off to a super start. And now, when Reed gets back in the pitching rotation, you got Reed Genrite, Wood Genrite, and Nathan Renfro. And Jade Sykes. Those are 4 good pitchers. In fact, you've been around a lot of high school teams. There's not that many teams around ever that's had those 4 solid pitchers like that. What do you think?
It's you got to be a very big program, like Oak Mountain or Hoover or somebody like that to have 4 good pitchers. And a small scale, it's unusual.
Oh yeah, no question about it. And they're very well coached too. Tell us a little bit about Coach Condon.
Coach Ponder,
Coach Ponder.
I didn't know this, Mike, until about a year ago. I remember him when he played at Lee Scott, and they came down at Pike Liberal and played, and I called several games he pitched in. I can remember him being on the mound pitching. He was a big kid.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was really a great athlete.
But I didn't know this until about a year ago. In 2002, he was the Alabama High School Player of the Year. Very few people know that.
Yeah,
But he's a good guy.
Well, I knew he actually signed to play with Alabama. I think he stayed up there a couple of years, and then he transferred to AUM, didn't he?
Yeah, he wound up at AUM, and I think he played in the minors some. And I don't know the whole story on that, but what happened, if he got hurt or what, I don't know. But he does a good job. He's got a good baseball mind. The kids like him, and we're lucky to have him.
Yeah. You know, Terry, you're not hard to find at a baseball game, a Troy game. You were probably there sitting behind the catcher's box this weekend. Is that right?
Actually, I was there yesterday, but I was out in Double's Corner yesterday.
Okay, you were eating hamburgers or what?
Yeah, we had grilled chicken and sausage and about anything you can name.
Well, it's a lot of fun. You know, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to come right back to you. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing? You on Today in L.A.? That you, Terry? Or Mike?
Yeah.
All right. I'm afraid I might have lost Terry. I had Terry Jenright on the phone. Let me put you on hold a minute. Mike Amos is on the line. We're going to put him on a hold, and we'll get back with Terry in just a second. We were talking to Terry Jenright. Wood, his grandson, pitched a perfect game this weekend, Mike. That don't happen much, does it?
So that's no hits.
Well, actually, he did hit 2 batters, so that wouldn't be a perfect game completely, would it?
That'd be a no-hitter.
Yeah, but it was still a no-hitter, and right at being a perfect game. The paper had it being a perfect game, and that's we jumped all over it today. And we're he pitched a brilliant ball game, no question about it. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to get right back with you in just a few minutes. In fact, give me about 10 minutes. I'll be right back with you. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break brought to you by First Citizens Bank of Luverne. We'll be right back.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Quezon to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Years or more, well over 50 years, haven't you?
Well, I just say it's been a long time.
Back to our show, and of course we're talking to Terry Jenright, who been around local baseball and football, probably in basketball as long as anybody I know, well over 50 years. Is that right, Terry?
Well, I'm just going to say it's been a long time, Mike.
And you're still at it. You still stay in pretty good shape. How do you do it, man? You out walking this morning, weren't you?
Yeah, I was out walking this morning.
Yeah.
When you called. Just got back.
Well, let me tell you something else about these Genrite boys. Of course, as I said, they grew up in a very athletic family, and of course, on the other side, you got the Coxes, and she was a very good athlete, and he played at Luverne,
Yeah, Peggy.
Of course,
Peggy and Ken.
Then Peggy, of course, Peggy's brother played at Auburn, was captain of Auburn. Bob Scarborough was from Troy and was captain of the Auburn team, I think, in the mid-50s. But something that ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Genrite family, something that you do quite often is hunt. And you've had those boys out hunting, deer hunting. I reckon when they were 5 years old. Is that right?
Yeah, they've been hunting a long time. Both of them and their sister, but both of them together. I used to take them when we'd shoot a deer. They'd sit on my right knee. I bet you they ain't telling how many deer they've killed sitting on my right knee.
And the thing about it, how old were they? What was the youngest that ever killed a deer?
Well, Reed killed one when he was 5.
5 years old, and how far was the deer away from him?
It wasn't, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 yards.
Did he shoot him with a shotgun or a rifle?
I didn't with a rifle.
What?
Yeah.
The rifle is the one that had knocked him down.
Well, it was a youth model rifle.
Yeah, I got you. But now, out of all those kids, those two sons, or two grandsons, who killed the most deer, and how many did they kill?
The grandsons?
Yeah.
It started with Reed, though, killed more, and then all of a sudden Wood started catching up to him. So I don't know. They both killed some nice deer. They both killed 2 nice deer. This year they don't have much time to hunt. They go from football to basketball to baseball, and their time is just limited. But they did get to go a little bit, and both of them wound up killing 2 nice 8-pointers during a week's period.
Well, I tell you, it's amazing how many deer. Of course, y'all for years y'all hunted at a place called Skin Oak, and that was y'all used to run them with dogs, but for the last 20 years y'all haven't been running them. They've been stalk hunting, haven't they?
Yeah, we got when Wood and Reed were about 2 or 3 years old. We gave up dog hunting and we started stalk hunting. So it's been about 15 years.
And all of them probably, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not exaggerating. Together, they probably killed over 100 deer at least, wouldn't you think?
I'm sure they have together.
Now, do y'all eat the meat? Y'all never did. Y'all never threw the meat away. You either gave it to somebody or you ate it, didn't you?
Yeah, we processed it.
Do y'all really enjoy deer meat?
It's the best thing in the world for you.
It really is it?
Yeah.
Good lean meat.
Good lean meat.
And what you need to
eat is acorns and mushrooms. It's got to be good for you.
That's right. And and something else about them. They're cubed. I like it cubed. Like country fried steak.
Yeah, that's
really
the best in the
enjoy it.
world. Make a bulldog break his chain.
Yeah, but you've been out in the early mornings with one of these kids. How did you? Now, didn't it make them upset if you didn't? Did you take both of them at the same time, or just one of them at the same one of them each day?
You take one. We take one. Ross would take one, and I'd take one.
Yeah, and now was one of them a bigger hunter than the other?
Well, Reed started out being a bigger hunter, but Wood has caught up with him. They both enjoy hunting now.
Are they good hunters?
Yeah, they're good. They're good shots.
Now Ross was a good hunter, and Russ was a good hunter. But now, do either one of them hunt more at all?
Ross, yeah.
We're talking about your twins.
Well,
they weren't twins. They were a year apart, weren't they?
A year apart, yeah. Well, a little over a year.
All right, and which one of those is the biggest hunter?
Well, back during the dog hunting, Russ was, but now probably Ross does a little more hunting than Russ.
But the guy that's been out there more than any of them, ladies and gentlemen, was Jerry, Terry's twin brother, who was a game warden. He'd been out there more than all of you.
Yeah, he's still at it. He won't give it up.
Well, you know, he's seen and done most everything you could do. Did he ever take the kids hunting?
No, they never did go with him.
Yeah. But y'all, let me ask you this. This is real important. In the mornings, you know, Steve here is a huge outdoorsman. You know that.
Yeah.
And we were talking the other day. Why get up so early in the morning and deer hunt when most of the deer are killed in the afternoon? What's the deal there?
Well, let me tell you, Mike, I figured that out about 10 years ago. And I hunt in the morning, but I don't get up and go at the crack of day and get there 30 minutes before daylight. I usually get there around 8 or 8:30, and I kill more deer doing that than I do getting up the crack of day.
Yeah. But a lot of people say, "Oh man, we got to get up it before daylight to go hunting," but really, most of the deer are killed in the afternoon, aren't they?
Well, I think probably percentage-wise, they probably are.
Well, a deer's just like we are. They like to stay in bed, don't they? If it's a good old warm bed, they don't like to get up, do they?
Well, you know, they got their feeding patterns when they move around. They move in 12-hour cycles. Yeah. So.
Have you ever been intimidated by a deer in any way?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen a deer? Have you ever seen a huge deer that you didn't get that you didn't get a name on?
Yeah, I've seen that a lot of times.
I mean, big. I mean, have you ever seen a huge deer?
Yeah, I saw one time up there at Seco. We were dog hunting, and it ran up over on the other side of the creek. Of course, we were trying to catch the dogs, and that's probably the biggest deer I ever saw. It was a monster.
And to your knowledge, he never was killed. Is that right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold. I promise you I'm not going to lose you this time. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hi, it's calling back.
All right, Mike Amos calling. We've got Terry General on the other line. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Back to Terry General, and we're talking hunting, and we're talking baseball today, and you know, talking about Rush, your son Russ. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, there was, of course, Ross, who played baseball, but Russ, growing up, was also a very good baseball player. And he had Russ Genright could be the reason why Meadows, the great one from Troy that played in the major leagues, he could owe it all to Russ Genright, who taught him how to throw that real good curveball.
Yeah, he did. He was helping Edwin Meadows coach back in those days, and he did work with him some. And Russ had a real good breaking ball too. He was a good pitcher when he was in high school.
Yeah,
real good hitter. I think he may still hold some records out there in Dixie Youth.
Oh yeah. What you mean, as strikeouts or what?
Home runs, strikeouts. He was real good.
So he was as good a baseball player growing up as Ross. Is that right?
Yeah, he was.
But Ross would seem like he was always a little bit bigger and stronger maybe than Russ. Is that right?
Well, Russ was taller, but he might have been a little bigger. But
of course, did you work with him a lot? How did they get so involved?
Well, Mike, I always said I've probably thrown him 1 million baseballs a piece to hit.
See, people don't realize that and that was all the way back when you were throwing them a plastic ball, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, when they were little, but when they started playing in Dixie Youth over there, and they were, they both played when they were 8, 9 years old. Dixie Youth, of course, you didn't have that minor over there then. It was just one team.
That's right, yeah.
I credit myself. I'm gonna take a little credit here now. Everybody used to, they'd get out there and they'd have 4 or 5 balls, and they'd pitch to the batter, and then you'd have to go run and get them and pick them back up and all that.
Yeah.
I figured out one day, I said, you know what, I need to get about 50 balls and get a 5-gallon bucket.
You're right.
And that's what we started doing. We started getting a 5-gallon bucket of balls, and then they'd hit them, then they'd go get them.
Then, of course, your hero, and he was a lot of people's hero, was the great Chase Riddle. But of course, back then you had so many people that were so involved in baseball, that were your friends, like Rhett McWhirter and Russell Harris. You're exactly right. And of course, our good friend gosh, you could just go over and over and a long list of great people in Pike County. Tom Norman, Jimmy Gwynn, were so involved in baseball, and I reckon you could write a book, Terry, about Troy baseball and how I remember years ago we'd play a Montgomery team in a tournament like the Montgomery Grays or Montgomery Blues. You remember those guys? Yeah. And we were just scared to death because they were from Montgomery. You know who the people are? Today the kids from Montgomery are the ones scared to death because they got to play Troy. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. It's changed around a lot. It's a lot of baseball people around Troy.
We can be so proud. Terry was on break just a while ago. Avant hit a home run for Alabama. Chandler Avant, of course, who played his baseball right out here at Pike Liberal Arts School, hit a grand slam home run this weekend, and you saw it on TV. Is that right?
I just happened to be watching the Alabama game, and when he hit it, they were playing Texas A&M. He was always a good hitter for a smaller kid. He's a good-sized kid, but he's not that big, but he can really hit it. He's got a lot of power.
Yeah. Of course, I think he'll probably get a chance to play in the major leagues, don't you think?
He's got a shot at it, yes.
Now, one thing else about him, and of course, Terry Jenright has been behind has umpired a lot of great players over the years, and Avant's one of them, I'm sure. But one thing about him is he's super fast. Is that right? I mean, what makes this guy so fast?
I don't know, but he can fly.
See, that helps him a lot, and also he's got a good arm. So and like you said, he's strong and he can hit with power. That gives you pretty good ingredients to play in the pros one day, don't you think?
It does. So, some people are just born without ability. It just comes to them natural.
Yeah. You've been behind the plate so many times. Of course, Troy, and I know you're proud of Chase Smart. It's good to see him back in the lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Very good.
You caught, Terry, many, no telling how many games growing up. You were a catcher.
I did.
I heard there was an accident. I heard there was an accident this past weekend that you don't hear about much. Is that right?
I'm not sure
where the catcher got hit.
Yeah,
Cole McQuarter, and who's a fine young prospect. He got hit with the ball, and it tells you the reason why you wear those protective devices. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's the same thing happened to Chase Smart.
Yeah. Is that what happened to Chase too?
Yeah.
Are all of them, both of them, going to be back, or what's going to happen?
Chase is back, but Cole, he'll be back. It just takes a little time to get over it.
Now, he's another one, where his dad was an outstanding player himself, and, of course, his dad, Rod, grew up with your boys, or might have been a little bit younger, I don't know.
He's the same age as us.
Same age, and there they are playing ball together. It's amazing. And he's a good young player coming up, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. Rod was good. Cole, he reminds me a lot of Chase Smart. He's that good.
He's that good? Now, I would say this. Now, this is hard to say, especially when you're living in Troy. But Chase Smart's one of the best high school players I've ever seen.
Chase was really, really, really good. He got all aspects of the game.
Is he good in college? Is he coming around now a little bit?
He's doing well in college. He's probably the best catcher in the conference.
Yeah.
But, his hitting, he's got to come back around a little bit. He was out, for, I don't know, 2 weeks, I guess it was.
Of course, he's from Troy, and they'll be in town against Sanford coming up this week.
Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
And, boy, that's great entertainment, isn't it, Terry?
It is. If you like baseball, it is.
Sure is. Now, Joey Dennison, evaluate Joey Dennison. I know you've been behind the plate with him. Is he exceptional?
Joey, the good ones catch your eye. He was playing at Charles Henderson. He caught my eye when he was a 9th, 10th grader. And I used to tell him, I said, boy, you hit the ball as good as anybody I've ever seen.
And you have seen a lot of players.
Yeah, I have.
That's quite a compliment. And then what did you tell him?
Well, he just, Joey's kind of quiet. He don't say much. He just smiles.
And you're a football player. You play linebacker. He's as good a linebacker as ever played at Charles Simpson. I tell you, he is a heck of a football player.
Yeah, I call a lot of games he played in too. He'd put you on the ground. He'd turn you upside down.
But that competitive spirit and being able to run has helped him become a good player, don't you think?
Yeah, he is. He's just a natural athlete.
Now, he doesn't hit with a lot of power, though. Is that right?
Well, he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He don't hit a whole lot of home runs, but he's got the power.
He's more of a line drive type hitter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a contact hitter, line drive hitter.
And now, coming up, and you watch this kid grow up, is Rush Hickson. And now you watch, of course, Rush Hickson, ladies and gentlemen, is not a big guy at all. And Terry, you probably have called several games that he played in. What makes him a bona fide Division I college player?
He's got good control. He knows how to pitch. He knows what to throw and when to throw it. And he's got a real good breaking ball.
And he knows where he's throwing. He throws to spots. Is that what he does?
Yeah. Well, yes, he does.
But now he does throw the ball 90 miles an hour too, doesn't he?
He's right at 90. I know I've seen him throw 89. I don't know if I've seen 90 or not, but I'm sure he can throw it 90.
Yeah, and he's not a big guy. I tell you something about him, though. He's always played with a chip on your shoulder. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is not being a chip on the shoulder means that, he's always trying to prove himself. Don't you agree?
Well, if you're a small guy, you got to play harder,
That's right.
With the big guys.
Boy, oh boy, you have been there and have seen a lot of players come through.
I got to say, and this is it. Well, first thing I said, one day I'm going to write a book, but
you need to.
I hadn't done that. But the next thing is, if it's been done, I've seen it. If it's been said, I've heard it.
That's about right. No question about it. And that's you've done a wonderful job working with these kids and being a part of their lives. And everybody knows who Mr. Jenright is behind the mound. But you've been around a lot of good baseball people, and Troy just happens to be a town that loves their baseball. But now kids from all over, don't you?
Yeah, I know them everywhere. I see kids all the time. But, I remember their faces. They'll come up and say, how you doing, Mr. Jenright? Stuff like that. I can't remember all of them.
Oh, I know it. They know you, and you don't know them a lot of the times. Terry, I would like to say this: this Pike Liberal Arts team, ladies and gentlemen, 19-3 on the year right now. Looks like they've got the ingredients of being a team that could win a state championship. Who will they have to beat? Who are the good teams out there?
Well, we'll have to go through Monroe and Morgan on our side, and then if we get up to state tournament, it's probably going to wind up being Glenwood or Tuscaloosa.
Now, Glenwood is always good. Yeah. And see, Phoenix City's another baseball town. Isn't that right, Jerry?
It is. They got some real good players up there. Real good program.
Yeah. People laugh at this. Who used to be good? Of course, they've lost a lot of their population. You remember Union Springs used to be real good. You remember them?
Well, they had Terry Sykes and who was the other one?
They had those great pitchers years ago. They won the. You remember they won the state Babe Ruth championship. I mean, that's over all the big towns in the state. Union Springs won the state tournament back in the 50s. You remember that?
Yeah, if you get some good 2 or 3 good players, you can go.
They had that pitcher. They had that pitcher that was so good, and I was trying to remember his name. That was so good back then. But isn't that amazing how good Union Springs used to be?
Yeah, it is. It's very unusual.
Yeah, no question about it. Of course, a lot of people from Ozark watching our show today.
Down there, a small school. They won about 12 state championships.
Who is that? Oh yeah, no question about it. Oh yeah, they're really good.
A good friend, Drew Miller, is the coach.
Yeah, I know it, and it is one of the fine baseball programs around. We could probably go forever talking about baseball in this part of the country, and of course I know Wood and Reed both are awfully proud that they had a granddad that knew a lot about baseball that could teach them. Did Rush teach these guys how to throw a curveball?
Actually, no, he has at some degree, but Ross, worked with him a whole lot too, and Ross, I give him credit. he wouldn't let them throw curveballs as they got on up.
I know. I was going to ask you that.
Years old, you know.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let them, and he had them on a pitch count when they were coming up, because both of them pitched. One of them would pitch, and the other one would catch.
Yeah.
They'd just swap, you know. So.
That's right.
But he's watched their arms and not to overwork them.
Yeah. Now Jerry's the only one that was left-handed. No, wait a minute. Reed's left-handed. That's right.
Left-handed, yeah.
Yeah, and of course when Reed. Now Reed, to me, I saw him play football. He can throw a football too.
Yeah, he's gifted. He's got a golden arm.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted I want to wish all of y'all a lot of luck, and of course I know you are a proud grandpa this morning, and we'll talk to you later.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Terry Jenright, and of course he's been there and done that, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to baseball, and there was really, I thought, some good comments, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed our show today, and of course, you know, you come in and it's always something that hits you, and that today was reading this article on Wood Jenright. Of course, Wood is the one I'd say he probably doesn't play with a chip on his shoulder, but his brother is so good. He's had to compete against his own brother, and everybody realizes now how good Wood Jenright is too in baseball. And I didn't ask them how they got along, but evidently I think they get along very well. And of course, they're fine young men. I've been around both of them, and they carry themselves very well. Hope you've enjoyed our show today. Our show comes back on today at 1:30 for your enjoyment. Want to mention our very good friends at Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.